Hi, I'm Caden Jornet. Coach Coleman joins us today. The boys team was on the road last week. How did y'all do?
Hey, thanks for having us, Caden. We were at Lafayette Friday night, and we led from tip to finish Friday night at Lafayette. And so we got a big district road win at Lafayette High School, and we know those don't come easy. Teams have prepared very well for us, and it was a battle. We got off to a really quick start against Lafayette High School, but they made a big run at us late in the game. But what's been so impressive about our guys all year long is they find ways to win games, which has been the theme in these last couple of district ball games that we've played. And so we'll take a look at some of the highlights over at Lafayette High School. So like I mentioned, we led from tip to finish, and there's a stat that says that over 70% of the games are won by the team who scores first. And so we put a lot of emphasis right here off the tip, and our guys do a great job of executing our little tip possessions. We have 2 or 3 in the bag that we use, and you can see Xavier and Trent open the game up with an and one to get us started, which was a great way to start the game. And just as the game went on, early in the game, Cole Navarre shot the ball incredibly well for us. We were very fortunate that he's prepared himself and just shot the ball really well for us early in the game. He hit 2 threes in the first quarter. And so a lot of teams are really zero in on Zay and Trent and Ian Malone and Zachary Bates. And so it's allowing some of our other guys to get some good looks. And so we know we're running good offense when our made shots are coming off assist. And in this play right here, you can see just that we get a penetration from Ian Malone, a ghost cut from Xavier and Trent, which leads to a wide open 3 for Cole Navarre in the corner. And so we want our shots coming off assists, just like you see in this clip right here. And so our guys did a great job of sharing the basketball on Friday night and led to a lot of success offensively for us. The next possession we see here, Ian Malone, is something we've been really concentrating on, is going off of 2 feet. Zachary Bates starts the break for us, has nose up the floor, and sees Ian Malone open with some space to penetrate. He has a big gap here to penetrate, and then goes off 2 feet, which allows him to be strong enough to go get a score through some contact and get an M1 for us there as well. Here again, you see us shoot the ball pretty well from 2 feet, going attacking the lane. Zachary Bates, it's a great little shot fake here, lifts the defender just enough to take an advantage and get 2 feet in the paint and come up with a tough score at the rim. We outscored Lafayette in the paint by double digits. We had double their amount of scores in the lane than what they had. And so, again, you see us playing with just great pace here. An unbelievable bounce pass that Xavier leads to Dwayne. And you'll see this in the next couple of games as well. Players who have the ability to impact the game even without scoring the basketball is what we're looking for. And so Zay had a lot of guys chasing him this particular night, but he did a great job of leading the scores for other teammates with his bounce pass to Dwayne Deldridge. In our next clip, again, you see Zay just facilitating some offense here. He had worked extremely hard on a little mid-range jumper the 2 days prior to going into this game. Wednesday and Thursday, spent a lot of extra time on his own outside of practice shooting this mid-range jump shot. So even though he was tightly guarded here, we felt confident that this was a shot. If he could get to that area, he was going to make these shots for us. In the second half, again, playing with great pace, Cole Navarre does a great job of getting out, running the floor, getting easy buckets. Again, Xavier leading the assist right here. Cole has a great presence of mind right there, feeling the 2 defenders on his back, and does a great job with a little shot fake, getting a score even through contact there again. So you can see our guys have been working hard on playing off 2 feet. I think Addison does a great job here of feeling what the defense does and then taking what they're giving him. So Lafayette defender does a good job of cutting the dribble off with his chest with contact. And our rules tell us if they cut the dribble off, then we're going to use our lockout or our spin move back in the other direction. So 24 cuts it, great little spin move. That was a big basket for us, very important part of the game for us. And so just offensively clicking on all cylinders on Friday night allowed us to get a big win at Lafayette High School.
Last night's game was deciding. How'd y'all do?
It was a very exciting game. I tell you, if you was at the ball game last night, you got your money's worth. Was a great game. Carencro came in very well prepared, very well coached team. They have maybe the most athletic player on their team in our district. And so, yes, it was an incredible game, very well played game by both teams. One of the stat lines that jumped out to me in this game was just the fact that we had 10 turnovers total against a team who does a really good job of turning teams over. They typically are going to get teams closer to 20 turnovers in a game with their half-court traps and their full-court press. But our guys did a great job of executing a game key of not turning the ball over. And this was a back-and-forth game. But we're going to start off with a little bit of defense in this game with our highlights. Dwayne Deldridge got the start for us last night and did a great job for us, stepping up, playing his role. Again, impacting game without the ball in his hands. You can see here he does what we feel like is probably the most important stat line for us, is taking the charge. Huge moment in the game. You can see the score down there in the bottom left-hand corner. 45-42 lead. If we let them get to the rim here and score this, it's a completely different game. But instead, we erased this possession for them by coming up with that charge. Dwayne also had some really good on-ball defense for us, as you'll see in this next clip. This isn't something that we teach, but he has incredibly quick hands, and so we do give him the green light and the freedom to get out there and put some on-ball pressure. It's a pretty good guard that he just takes and strips and just creates some offense for us here at a defense. Our next set of clips, we'll start looking at some of our offense. Again, scoring off the tip here. Cole Navarre does a great job of going and getting the basketball off Zachary Bates' tip. And then Zay leading, scoring first. Again, we feel like if we get out to that first score, we're able to control the first period. And then if we win that first period, we can control the rest of the game and play at our pace and our tempo. And so, again, it's really important to us that we do that. We did a good job early in the game, knocking down a few shots. See Zachary Bates hitting a three there early in the game. I'll talk a little bit about, while this is loading, the ability to affect the game even without scoring yourself. Again, you see Dwayne here. Zay did a great job in this one as well. Facilitating offense, getting the ball pitched ahead early. You can see Ian Malone getting out early and creating some offense where we're not having to set up against their pressure defense. And we did a really good job of that. We stole a lot of points early in the game with that. Again, talking about the mid-range shot, Ian Malone does a really good job of getting by his man with great speed, and then the body control to get a 2-foot quick stop about 14 feet from the rim here with a pull-up. That's as good of a shot as we're going to get in our offense. And so he does a great job getting the ball up the floor, creating early offense for us. Xavier has led us in the past 3 games with assists. A couple of games in a row he was our leading scorer, but also was leading in assists. Just great offensive production from him. We get a good little cut from Dwayne filling out, and then Zachary with what we call our ghost cut down there, getting behind his eyes for a quick score here. As we move into the second half, it was more of the same. Playing with great tempo. We want it to be a half-court game, but we will definitely take points that they give us. They didn't do a great job transitioning back, and our guards did a good job of having eyes up the floor and seeing guys sprint the floor hard. And like I said, just taking advantage of free points right there with them not getting back up the floor defensively. This particular set is a side out of bounds play that we run where we get 2 shooters, Zachary Bates and Ian Malone. 2 options here. We get Zach coming off the first set of screens and Ian coming off the second set of screens. And so what you'll see here is the defense really loads to the right side of the floor here for us. And Xavier Trent does a great job recognizing that and recognize it's a one-on-one. 2 is actually forcing away from where we wanted to pass the ball. And so we take advantage of that. Zay does a great job of handling the ball with the left and right. So he takes a left-hand drive and goes and gets a quick, easy basket for us. It was a big point in the game for us there as well. Allowed us to kind of close the gap there. They were able to run a lead up in the second half. And so we were able to cut into it with easy baskets, as you see here. Again, first thing you'll notice is Zay getting his eyes up the floor, evaluating what we have. And our teammates did a good job of getting behind the defense and, again, stealing some early points. We found ourselves, Caden, in the second half down, And so we knew we needed some hustle plays. You'll see Cole Navarre give us an extra possession here on this play. Great motor, goes and gets the offensive rebound. And look, as a shooter, Zachary Bates right here has the freedom and the confidence knowing I can put up a good shot, knowing I don't have to be perfect because Cole Navarre, one of our teammates, is going to come up with an offensive rebound and give us that extra possession that we're looking for. So again here, Ian Malone in and out, but you see Cole Navarre come up with a great hustle play. You just can't put a price tag on this right here. This is a great hustle play from Cole Navarre with an extra possession for us when we need it. You can see we're down 5 points here, 33-38 at that point. And just one possession at a time, we're chipping away at that lead. Our guys did a good job, and you see Cole making another great play here. It's a set play that we have, a little lob play we do for Cole on the baseline out of bounds. But you'll see in the fourth quarter, we asked our guys to go into a defense, a little 1-2-2 trap here. So we have Zay and Dwayne in a little on-ball trap here. We're in that because they have such quick guards, and they were in a point in the game where they were about to start stalling the ball on us. So we had to go into this little trap action right here. And like I said, we've not done this all year long. And we were able to take and erase a 5-6 point deficit and go get back even. And so we do a really good job there defensively. It started on the defensive end, turned into some offensive scores for us on the other side. You can see Dwayne leading the break here, and then Zay just makes a great play. This is just a playmaker making a play here. 40-41, this basket right here gives us our first lead in the fourth quarter. And from that point, we were able to control the game. I would say this, we have put a big emphasis on making free throws. Our guys have been coming up at 6:30 in the morning, getting extra free throws in. Some of them staying after school, after practice, and charting 100 free throws per day. And that came up big for us. We made 11 consecutive free throws in the second half, which secured the win for us. A huge district win for us against a very athletic Carencro team, which puts our overall record at 23-6, and then our district record at 3-1. And so these guys are winners. They find ways to win games, even when a lot of other teams probably wouldn't be able to find a way to go win that game. And so really proud of that effort from them.
What's next on the schedule, Coach?
Next on the schedule is a big one for us. It has district championship implications. We travel to the #1 team in the state, New Iberia High School, who is currently 3-0 in district. And so we're a half game behind them in the district standings. If we go win on Friday night at New Iberia, we would be in control of winning the overall district championship. With how things play out the rest of the way through, but we put ourselves in position because of a head-to-head competition would give us the outright championship if it came down to just us in New Iberia. So really exciting for us. Again, #1 team in the state, so it's an awesome opportunity for us to go do something special on Friday night at New Iberia High School. And then on Saturday, we get a very hot team in South Boulevard High School. They have won 4 or 5 consecutive games. They're going to have over 20 wins, so it's a big opportunity for us to gain some power points on Saturday. That will be at 4 o'clock at home Saturday against South Boulevard High School.
Thank you, Coach. Next, we have our Scholar of the Week.
Our Scholar Athlete of the Week is Zachary Bates. Welcome, Zach.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. We are so fortunate to have Zachary Bates, not just as a basketball player and the impact he's made in our program, but just the leader and the representation he has of our program. So Zach is a transfer student. Zach, tell me a little bit about the academic standards here at Sulphur High School as compared to what you've had in the past.
Well, it's definitely a lot harder here compared to Texas, where I'm from. I have to hold myself to a higher standard and keep myself accountable to my grades and a bunch of my homework, and that way I can stay ahead and on top of my work.
And so it's really impressive. You're saying it's a higher standard here, a little tougher here, but you're carrying a 4.0 into your senior year, or through your senior year here at the midterm, actually. And so have done a great job of balancing basketball and your studies, your academics as well. And so really proud and really appreciate how you have set an example for those guys coming behind you and what you mean to us here in the classroom at our school.
Thank you.
Next is our Teacher Spotlight of the Week. Tanny Richard joins us for Teacher Spotlight of the Week. Who do you have?
I picked Miss Newsome, my biology teacher, because she's a an amazing teacher, and every single day when we come up to our classroom, she always tells us hey and asks us how our day was, and she's a really good teacher.
That's all our time today. Thanks for joining us. See y'all next time.